People are always asking how we can afford to go to Disney, and there's so many different ways that we save money so that we can afford to go. And that's what I want to talk about. And I don't want to try to shove it all into one video, so I'm going to break it up into a bunch of different videos on the different things that we do to save money, from cheaper flights to the hotels, on-site and off-site, the free things to do, how we get free tickets, gas, just a whole bunch of different things that's pretty much all Disney. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of different videos, and if this is something that you're interested in, be sure to give me a like and, subscribe. This video in particular, I want to talk about all the free things to do at Walt Disney World. One of the first things I want to talk about is the resorts themselves. Now, a lot of people think that you have to be a guest at the resort or, at least a Disney resort guest. Well, neither one of those is true. If you're staying on site and at a certain resort, it doesn't mean that just that resort is the only one that you get to go do and check out or whatever. You get to check out all of them. Each resort has buses that will take you to other resorts. And if you're not staying on site, if you're staying at a Holiday Inn or Super 8 or wherever you're staying, the resorts are still open for you to go do these things. Now, granted, you guys, unless you're staying at the resort, you're not going to be able to enjoy the pool and things like that. But there's still a ton of things that each resort offers. Now, the Art of Animation, that resort is probably my granddaughter's favorite place. And it might be geared a little bit more towards the younger kids, but there's a lot of things that they have to do there for just about any age. Outside, out front, there's usually like a yard game over on the right hand side, and a lot of times they'll have like easels set up so that you can do sketches from different scenes of different Disney movies. And then you go inside and they have all kinds of different sketches up, from the Disney animation, and those are really neat to check out. But in back is probably my granddaughter's favorite place. Clear over on the right hand side is like a Cars themed area, and it's got Tomato, it's got all the cars from the movie Cars, and there's tons of photo opportunities, just a bunch of different little things that they can play and different things that they can do, and that's really neat. And then they also have an area that's like Lion King themed, and one of my granddaughter's favorite areas in that is, we call it the boneyard because it looks like a big mammoth type bone, whatever, and it has like caves that they can go in and out of, and it's not a playground per se, but she has a ton of fun, just running in and out of the caves, so it's a lot of fun. And then if you go on the other side, it's Little Mermaid themed, and it just has all kinds of stuff out there from Eric and his treasures, and it's just completely themed. And it doesn't cost you anything to go in and check all this out. If you're staying at Art of Animation, obviously you've already walked the resort, you're going to check it all out. But if you're staying at a different resort, get on a bus, get over to Art of Animation and go check it out. And if you're not a guest, you can still go over, you can still check out all these things. It's all free. Now, one of my husband's favorite ones is the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And the lodge itself is just absolutely beautiful. When you walk in through the lobby, it's just super grand, and just absolutely beautiful. And if you walk through and you kind of go down the stairs, there's all kinds of African art pretty much through the whole place, but there's just a lot of art and artifacts and stuff like that, and it's just really neat. But you walk through the lobby and you can walk out into the back, and it's like the backside of Animal Kingdom, so a lot of the times you'll get to see the animals that, are kind of like taking a rest from, the park or whatever. This is where they go, and it's in the Animal Kingdom, and actually it's surrounded by the resort itself. So if you're staying at Animal Kingdom, you're going to wake up in the morning, have breakfast with giraffes. So it's really neat. And again, you don't have to be a guest at the resort to enjoy it. You can just go check it out. And in the evenings, they also have campfires. So, you can roast marshmallows and things like that. And there's usually like a little story that goes along with it too. So, that's another free thing you can do. Fort Wilderness Lodge. Now, that's probably my brother and sister-in-law's favorite. And one of the things that they really had a lot of fun doing, well, we all had a lot of fun doing, is if you go into the lobby and go up to the front desk, they have this sheet for hidden Mickeys, and it's hidden Mickeys that's throughout the lodge there. So you can go up, and it's free to everybody. You don't have to be staying at the resort to go check it out, but just go up to the front desk and ask for the free Mickey scavenger hunt. And, they'll give you this paper that has, a bunch of different hints for you to go around and check out. But it was a lot of fun for us to go do. And then if you go through the lobby and around the pool all the way to the back where like the lake is, they have a geyser, and it goes off, I think it's every hour, but it's just like Old Faithful, and at certain times throughout the day. And I'm pretty sure it's every hour on the hour, this geyser goes off, and it's just really neat to go check out. Now, the Fort Wilderness Campground is probably my favorite resort to go check out. My favorite things to do is they have a Trails Inn restaurant, and they have some wonderful fried chicken, but you don't have to actually go into the restaurant. They actually have a box takeaway, and I think it's like $12, $13, $14, but you can go in, and it's actually meant for 2 people, but you can go and you can buy this box, and then you can go anywhere throughout the campground, sit, eat your dinner, your lunch, whatever. But then later on that night, they have, I don't know where it's really called, if it's called the Hoedown or whatever, but it's a Chip and Dale thing, and you go there, and they have these cowboy, he goes up on stage and he starts singing, and Chip and Dale come out, and you and the kids get to dance with them. It's just a lot of fun. And then after everybody gets to meet Chip and Dale, they do a little bit more dancing, and then after Chip and Dale leave, they usually have, and when the whole thing's going on, there's a little campfire on each side where you can roast marshmallows or hot dogs or whatever, and they have everything there provided. You can bring your own, but if you forgot to bring it or don't want to carry it all or whatever, they have stuff there that you can just buy, and you can do it there. But then later on, most of the nights, they have a free movie night, and it's set up, there's benches all the way around. You can bring your own chairs or whatever, and they have a movie night, and it's a great big screen, and they play different movies each night, which actually a lot of the resorts do. It might be something that you might want to check into, because it really is a pretty good time. And you just go outside and you sit and you watch a Disney movie. Now, a few of the resorts surround a lake, and at night, every night, there is an electrical water pageant. And it comes out, pretty much just like a little parade that's on water, where everything's lit up like Christmas, and there's dragons, and the United States flag is, and all the different kinds of things. But it's usually the deluxe resorts that's around it. Polynesian's our favorite place to go, because a lot of the times after the pageant's over, there's usually a free movie night, and again, I know I said this before, but check into it, because a lot of the resorts, they do offer free movie night, and there's usually a list of what they're going to be playing that night. So, and it's all free. You don't have to be a guest. You don't have to be staying at that resort, and it's all free. And who doesn't love a Disney movie? Now, a few of the resorts have the monorail that actually run through it, or run right next to it. And they also have boats that take you to and from the different parks, or to and from the different resorts. So those are a lot of fun to do. So check out the monorail, check out the boat rides, and when you do, make sure that you ask the driver for little transportation cards. They're free, and it's just something fun to collect. Now, you can go to the Epcot parking lot, and you can see the fireworks. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to see the laser show that's going on inside, but you'll get to see a lot of the fireworks. And you can either get there by car, or our favorite way to do it is by the monorail. You just take the monorail into it, get off at Epcot, and just enjoy the fireworks. Free. Now, Disney Boardwalk is another fun place you can go, and again, it's free. It pretty much walks around the lake, and there's a lot of different places that you can eat, and there's a few little carnival games. They used to have street performers. They don't seem to have the street performers much anymore, but there's a bridge that you can go up, and you can go check out the lighthouse, and it's just a nice walk and something cool to check out. So check out the boardwalk. Another freebie, well, I guess it isn't actually free because you've paid to stay there, but is a pool day at your hotel or your resort. You've already paid to be there, so you might as well enjoy some of the amenities. But the pool day is great, especially for like the very first day that you've got there. You know, there's not really a whole lot of time to go do much of anything, especially if you came in the late afternoon, well, hanging out by the pool, kids love that. And another time we like to do it is usually the day after we've been to the parks. Is, I mean, you've been walking all day long, you've been running all day long. Well, the next day it's just so nice to just be able to relax poolside, let the kids play, and just cool off and just have a good day at the pool. I mean, you've already paid for it. Use it. One of our favorite things to do is Disney Springs, especially at night, because you've got some of your street performers out, of taking pictures with, your gold people or whatever. I don't really know how to explain that, but they're dressed in gold from head to toe and they look like little trophies or whatever. But you can get your picture taken with them. And there's usually like a dance party going on, and there's different bands singing throughout. I mean, it's just a neat atmosphere, and it kind of gets you going in the Disney spirit. My favorite thing is they have like these twinkling lights, so I always call them the fairy lights in the trees. That's just one of my favorite things. But there's just so much to do there. There's a Lego store, and there's usually kids building different kinds of Legos. They have like the little race cars. You can build your own little Lego race cars and the kids can race them. Granted, there are shops everywhere, so you might want to warn the kids that, before you even go in, that they're not getting anything, or go ahead and set them a budget and they only get one thing, or, however it is that you guys want to do it. But you don't have to spend any money there because, I mean, just walking around in the atmosphere is just neat. So Disney Springs, I highly recommend. Okay, now these things aren't exactly in the Disney world or whatever, but, they're not too far out. And one of them is the Town of Celebration. And at certain times throughout the year, it actually snows in downtown Celebration, just like it does on Main Street. But the Town of Celebration, it's just kind of neat to go check out. It's just a little town. It's, I don't know, kind of like a Mayberry wannabe. It's set back in the day, and it's just something neat to go check out. Now, another one outside of the Disney realm, it's called Old Town, and it's just a neat place to go. They do have some rides that the kids can get on. It's not free, but it's not real expensive. But if you go on Friday and Saturday nights, they have car shows, and all the cars come in, and you can go check those out. That's completely free. There's a bunch of different little shops or whatever, but I suggest going on Friday and Saturday nights where you can check out the cars. Now, if you're a picture junkie and you're looking for all the different photo ops, I, again, will send you back to the resorts, because just about every single resort has some amazing places for some of the neatest pictures, and it's just, that's always the great memento, and it's not going to cost you anything to take pictures. I didn't cover everything there is free to do at Walt Disney World. I'm sure there's a ton more. These are just some of the things that we like to do, so this is just our list of free things to do. If you Google, what free things to do at Walt Disney World, I'm sure you'll come up with a bunch more, that might be better suited for your family. A huge budget saver for us is we do a lot of these free things. We don't go to the park every single day. A lot of people think when they go to Walt Disney World that you have to go to a park every day that you're there, and you just don't. There's so much more to do. There's so much more to see. So don't think when you go to Walt Disney World that you have to pay, $100, $200, $300, $400 for a ticket every single day. Even if you just pick one park to go to for that time, if you break it up, you'll be able to afford to go back more and more. I hope you liked this video and got something out of it. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you can see the other videos that I plan on doing to Disney. You don't have to be rich to go to Disney. You just have to do things a little different. And that's what the videos are going to cover. How to do things different and how to do it on a budget.